How well do you know yourself? How well do you know your people? Those people you're meant to be helping with your business. Hi, this is Charo from Tapping Your Purpose. And one of my most basic pillars of my business is always to help my clients understand who they are, understand themselves really deeply so they can find their gifts, their natural talents, their soul's calling. Because once you understand all those things, you can truly show up authentically. Because, yeah, people tell, oh, show up as you are, be authentic in your communications, in your branding, in your marketing. But the thing is, how do you do that? You can be authentic when you know how you're wired inside your brain, who your soul is calling you to become. Then you can use those ideas as your compass. So you always make decisions in alignment with who you are and who you're called to be in the future. There are many different tools to understand ourselves, from the more woo and less researched to the more grounded and psychologically based. This topic has been very dear to my heart since I can remember. I've always been curious about any tool that could help me understand myself and answer the question, why do I feel like this when, my mother and my brother and my sister doesn't see the world the same way I do? Why am I so sensitive, or why do I feel things so much? What's wrong with me? Or why do I get these dreams and nobody seems to be getting them? So yes, every time I find one tool that can tell me something about myself and about others, I just go and research about it. I read as much as I can, I attend classes, and I put it to test. I see if it gives me great information or if it's confusing. I've tried many different things, from handwriting analysis, which is really good, by the way. I love that tool a lot, because how you write, it's a projection of how your mind is wired. And also your emotions, your moods will show up in how you write, how much you pressure the pen against the paper, if the line is straight or if it goes down, if it goes up. All those things tell me, or tell anybody who can use graphology, as is also known, who you are at that time and how you're feeling, and what stuff could be there stopping you from showing up. For example, there are cool things you can find out by taking a look at somebody's handwriting. But it's time consuming, and that's the downside of handwriting analysis. And you really need an expert in front of you making that analysis and telling you all those things. So it can be, that's the downside. It can be a bit costly. You really need somebody who's been doing that, and they will ask you for some written samples, and it takes time, and then it's not cheap. Let's put it like that. Then there is the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs, or that 4-letter personality type that you're probably familiar and you've probably seen somewhere. It gives you 4 initials, for 4 letters, and each one stands for something different. That's very, very well known. It's very common. Online you can find free versions of that test. But let me tell you, the downside is that even the most accurate test will only give you like 75% accuracy, which means from those 4 letters, probably one is not right. And you, again, need to talk to somebody who's knowledgeable about what those 4 letters are really telling about you, and talk with you till you tweak it and fine tune and really, really figure out your best fit type. Once you know, oh, huge amount of information will be available to you about how you make decisions, what recharges your energy, what drains you, how you learn, what type of information you're attuned to. So really, really wonderful information that you could put to use in your business right away. But again, it's not so a direct line as most people think. It's not, I take the test, oh, I'm an INFP, oh, that's who I am. Probably not. Some things are clear, but others will be fuzzy and not accurate. So again, it takes time and requires somebody in front of you telling you and talking to you to really fine tune and figure out. Then there are the Enneagram, human design. Human design, by the way, it's a mixture of I Ching and astrology. So astrology, it's another way. Some people really love to see what their chart says about them. I've dived into that in the past. But again, it's tricky and you need to make a lot of combinations and it's not psychologically based. So some people might not feel comfy with using astrology. For some time, I was using numerology until so it wasn't really backed up by psychological research, and I felt a bit uneasy with that, so I stopped doing numerology. And then this is my favorite tool of all times, and it's archetypes. Archetypes are really based and backed up by years and years of human understanding of personality. And let me go back to Greece, to Rome, even before, and the gods and goddesses that were described in their myths. We're talking about archetypes, and those characters really reflect types of behavior, different roles with different patterns that apply to us today. Archetypes are known anywhere in time, in any single culture you can imagine. So they really belong to the whole of humanity. And that's why each one of us has an innate understanding of archetypes. And that's why if I tell you something about you, if we find out that you're an alchemist archetype, that the alchemist archetype is active in you, you will know immediately, oh, that has to do with magic, with intuition, with transforming situations. I don't need to tell you so much about the archetype for you to really get it. And I've seen people really shine when they discover their active archetypes. It's so validating. It's so transformative. It really gives you permission to be who you are. And once you understand your archetypes, you can communicate from your true archetypes. That's your true voice and your nature and who you're called to be from the depths of your soul. Archetypes have been researched by Carl Jung and lots of Jungian psychologists and Jungian analysts afterwards. So it has a depth of research and validation. So it's not just something woo, it's really, really something solid. And that's my favorite tool because, again, with very, very short descriptions, you, with your innate understanding of archetypes, can really get a deep understanding of who you are and who other people are. So that's my favorite tool, and I use it everywhere, and I use it in many different parts of my work. If you're curious to know about what's your top archetype, the one that is most active right now in you, the one that is calling you to become that and to walk that path, I invite you to go to my website. You can go to discoveryourdifference.com and it will send you to my website where you can take a quiz. It's a free quiz that I designed to help you figure out your top archetype, the one that is been influencing you the most. And once you get that information, you will be able to be more authentic. Consciously, you will be able to do it consciously. And speak from that archetype will allow you to show up really authentically. And that will draw to you the people who resonate with your values and with that way of being in business and in life. So I really encourage you to take the test. It's free. You can even do it without subscribing, but if you subscribe, you will get a PDF with more detailed information about your archetype, and give it a try. And once you do, please come back here, leave me a comment, and tell me, how does it feel to see yourself through the eyes of your archetype? Looking forward to knowing more about you. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. And you can also visit my website, tappinyourpurpose.com, to read more about archetypes. There are several articles there about archetypes, you know, one of my favorite topics. Looking forward to seeing you in another video. Hope this was helpful. Cheryl, signing off. Bye for now.